Tonight on Apple Valley News Now, live at 5, the Boardman fire in Oregon burned down multiple structures in July. Tonight, we'll share confirmation of the cause. Plus, the 5th fatal crash at the intersection of US 395 and Crest Lock Road, what officials are doing now in response. Then, with extremely dry vegetation out there, a wildfire spreads along US 395. What we're learning about the containment. And it is a first alert weather day with the increasing potential for fires out there. The news at 5 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for Apple Valley News Now live at 5. I'm Wendy Redman. Austin is off this evening. With the potential for lighting fires on this first alert weather day, let's begin with a first look at your forecast now. Hayden Nix is in for Stacy Lee. He joins us now with more on what's contributing to this increasing fire risk. Hayden?
Well, for your Monday evening, temperatures are still really warm out there. We have not quite breached the century mark in a number of locations like we were expecting today, but hey, I'll take it. Just a couple of degrees can make all the difference there, but we are still hot out there compared to where we should be for this time of the year. Cruising in the mid-90s, then we'll continue to cool down only into the upper 70s and lower 80s by 10 o'clock. It will be a warm evening ahead of us here. And then overnight tonight, temperatures not quite as cool normally, with upper 60s to lower 70s all around. Now, as we continue through the day tomorrow, this will be our final day that we will see those temperatures up there near 100 degrees. We'll likely just be right at it or just below it, but nonetheless, we will still have an excessive heat warning in effect. We are going to be transitioning our weather story as we continue on over the next several days here, as we're beginning to see some transitions with some extra moisture, starting to see some showers in the Cascades and other areas over the following days that could cause some lightning fires. We're going to talk more about that coming up.
Thank you so much, Hayden. On the fire watch tonight, firefighters with Franklin County Fire District 3 responded to a wildfire along US 395 about 4 miles outside of Pasco. The fire was spotted just after noon along the ditch and spread into a nearby field in the southbound lanes. Fire crews were able to quickly contain the flames and stop the spread within about half an hour. Fire officials urge people, though, to be cautious as vegetation is extremely dry and the risk for wildfire is high. Police have determined the cause of a fire that burned down several buildings in Boardman last month. The fire was caused by a lawnmower running over dry grass, they say, which led to several homes and a church, home to the Boardman Food Pantry, burning down. Boardman police say the area has been stable since the fire and that cleanup efforts are ongoing. They also say that it has mostly been property owners involved in the cleanup process. Boardman Police Chief, though, encourages residents to be careful for the remainder of the fire season.
Property owners that have property that haven't been maintained need to make sure that they're taking care of their properties so that they don't have increased fire risk.
The Boardman Food Pantry is holding a fundraiser September 4th to help rebuild its facility. Turning now to a crime alert, a man allegedly sprayed lighter fluid on a detective and tried to light him on fire. That's according to the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office. Authorities say the detective was on a uniformed patrol when he confronted the wanted man on State Route 821 Sunday night around 10 o'clock. The detective says he was trying to convince the man to come out of the vehicle when the man pulled out a bottle of lighter fluid, sprayed the deputy's face, and threw a piece of burning material at the detective. The man then sped off, heading north before a spike strip was used just south of Ellensburg. The man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder and running from police. Washington State Patrol identified the man who died in a crash yesterday morning. WSP says 76-year-old Mark Wallum of Vancouver, Washington, died after the car he was riding in was hit at the intersection of US 395 and Crest Lock Road. This happened in front of Country Mercantile, about 8 miles outside of Pasco. Authorities say the driver of the vehicle was turning onto Crestlock and failed to yield to oncoming traffic in the northbound lane. The driver and a third passenger were injured. They were taken to the hospital in unknown condition. The driver of the northbound vehicle was also injured and taken to the hospital. WSP says drugs or alcohol were not a factor, and there are no pending charges at this time. This does mark the 5th fatal crash at this intersection in just the last 5 years. The Washington Department of Transportation previously added acceleration lanes along this stretch of 395. But with high speeds and heavy traffic near the Country Mercantile, officials say more may be needed. WashDOT is currently reviewing what else can be done.
We're considering a number of options. The flashing beacons would be a possibility. The benefit of the flashing beacons is for travelers on the main line on the highway to alert travelers on the side street.
The agency has no timeline yet for potential changes, but engineers will continue studying ways to reduce crashes. For now, WSP is reminding drivers to use extra caution in this area. As the drought continues in the Yakima Basin, one irrigation district is turning to a water bank to help farms and communities make it through. The Sila-Moxie Irrigation District manages about 10,000 irrigated acres. In 2021, it launched a water bank with about 9,000 acre-feet of conserved water. That water is now leased to growers, other districts, and even communities across the basin. Officials say demand has grown sharply as the drought stretches into a third year.
As we're in the third year of drought, we have more customers in 2025 than we did when the bank initially started operating in 2021. So yes, it has increased dramatically over the years as we see more and more consecutive years of drought.
District leaders say the bank helps fill a critical need, but more storage will be required to secure water for the future. Farmers across the Yakima Valley are facing a shorter growing season this year, and that's hitting some of the region's biggest crops. According to Rosa Irrigation District officials, the season normally lasts into late October, but this year it's wrapping up nearly a month earlier. Late harvest crops like apples, grapes, and hops rely on irrigation as long as possible. Without it, the fruit stays small, quality drops, and growers risk losing money. Drought stress can even cause trees to pull water from their fruit, stopping growth altogether.
Roughly 3/4 of the hop crop in this country is grown in the Yakima Valley, and about 25% of that's grown on the Rosa.
District officials say they're doing everything they can to support growers through this shorter season. Now to a story we've been following for you. In Sunnyside, the investigation into city manager Mike Gonzalez continues. The city called for a special meeting last Friday where many hoped the city would announce the investigation into the city manager had ended, but that did not happen. The mayor motioned to take no action after a 1 hour and 15-minute executive session with no one objecting. The mayor says they have received some information from the investigation, but not enough to make a decision.
Probably what's going to happen, since we're at the end of August, we're going to have to extend the leave of absence one more time, which is disappointing to me. I was hoping that we could resolve this before the end of the month, but because of circumstances, we're going to have to extend it out just a little bit more. But we are coming to the end of all of that cycle, and I'm looking forward to being able to share that with the public.
There will be a regular city council meeting tonight at 6 o'clock at the Sunnyside Police Station. For more information on this investigation, just head on over to applevalleyNewsNow.com. Turning now to the very latest on what President Trump is calling a crime emergency in Democratic-run cities. The president has deployed the National Guard to Washington, D.C. and says he might do the same in places like Chicago, Baltimore, and New York. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
President Trump and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker going head-to-head as the president considers deploying National Guard troops to Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois is a disaster. I have property there. It's a disaster what's going on in Chicago.
Trump suggesting there's a crime emergency in the city, but local leaders say homicides, shootings, and robberies are all down since last year.
What President Trump is doing is unprecedented and unwarranted. This is not about fighting crime. This is about Donald Trump searching for any justification to deploy the military in a blue city, in a blue state, to try and intimidate his political rivals.
In a post on X, Governor Pritzker walking along the city's lakefront this morning, refuting Trump's claims.
We got a lot of people running, having a great time. I don't know who in Washington thinks that Chicago is some sort of hellhole, but you may need to look inward.
Trump has already sent 2,200 National Guard members to the nation's capital, where police say violent crime is actually at a 30-year low, down 26% from last year. Some of the troops now armed with service-issued pistols or M4 rifles.
President Trump also signed executive orders today aimed at ending the practice of cashless bail and prosecuting those caught burning the American flag. In 1989, the Supreme Court ruled flag burning is protected by the First Amendment. Following this newscast, ABC World News Tonight with David Muir picks up on our coverage of armed National Guards on the streets of D.C., plus dangerous wildfires forcing some evacuations. Then be sure to stay with us for the news at 6 as our very own Dan Hansen shares his in-depth reporting on the analysis into that deadly crash on US 395. Still straight ahead here at 5, though, as students head back to school, so do patrols. We'll tell you how the Kennewick Police Department is increasing safety precautions. And Hayden is coming back with a look at your full First Alert weather forecast on this Monday. Keep it here.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. With SUVs for life's adventures, trucks as dependable as the people who drive them, EVs to charge up a summer of no limits, and American legends that need no introduction. This summer, Chevy drives America.
And now, well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing with around $10,000 in total value on this Silverado. See your community Chevy dealers.
My husband and I had planned our dream home, and it was years in the making. I didn't want to just show up at any big box store. We wanted to sit down, and I want you to spend time with us. Like, this is a big investment. Our family spends so much time in our kitchen, and now that we're moved in, we are so pleased with our experience with Fred's, with the product line, and how it really aesthetically added value to our kitchen. Fred's Appliance over-delivered.
Right now, US Cellular makes it easy to switch and get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
No trade-in? But we're willing to trade in our teeth.
Nope, you don't have to trade your teeth in or an old phone.
I like that.
Yeah, your parents get an amazing deal.
I almost lost this one.
Yeah, you get to leave your tooth under your pillow.
For me, it's tooth fairy time.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
This Labor Day, More Furniture is making it easier than ever to get that premium mattress you've been craving. Choose from premium brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy, and get 72 months interest-free financing. That's 72 equal monthly payments, no interest, and no money down. Plus free white glove delivery and removal of your old mattress. Celebrate Labor Day with comfort, savings, and service you won't find anywhere else. More Furniture, Labor Day done right.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Students all over Central Washington are going back to school this week, and local law enforcement is ramping up safety precautions. The Kennewick Police Department is planning to increase its presence around schools to remind drivers to slow down during school hours. Drivers must slow to 20 miles per hour when school zone signs are blinking or when children are present.
We're going to have young kids traveling back and forth to school. You know, the worst thing that could happen would be a child to get injured. So it's just extremely important to remind yourself school's back in session. We need to slow down, pay attention, and be aware of that fact.
Kennewick School District is welcoming students back this Wednesday and Thursday. The Mabton School District faces a delay in starting the school year due to an ongoing HVAC construction. Elise Mengarelli, the superintendent of the Mabton School District, explains that the delay isn't due to issues with the current HVAC system, but because of a modernization project funded by a grant to improve the high school system. Today, classes were canceled.
So we started construction this last June after school was released. And so this is an ongoing construction project. And so what's happening right now is that the current HVAC system has been demolished. And so we're waiting on the new chillers to arrive. And so we have portable air conditioning units in the classrooms right now that are not being able to keep up with the external heat.
Mangarelli says because of the heat, the district is using built-in snow days, typically reserved for winter, in order to cancel classes up to this Tuesday. Construction crews are hard at work as Tri-Cities Chaplaincy prepares for a special milestone at the region's only hospice house. Renovations began back in June at the 10-bed facility, which has served families in Benton and Franklin counties for nearly 30 years. The updates will modernize the space while preserving its legacy of care, adding on 900 square feet of space. On Friday, the chaplaincy is inviting the community inside for Blessings Day. Visitors will be able to tour the hospice house mid-renovation and even leave their mark by writing messages, blessings, or cherished memories directly onto the exposed studs and beams.
We want to honor that legacy and history of the house to carry us into the next generation. And we at Chaplaincy like to think that the reason that our house has been such a pillar in the community and such a source of hope and peace is that because of those blessings.
The Blessings Day tradition also honors the original volunteers who built the hospice house nearly 3 decades ago, many of whom signed their names and left personal notes on the very same beams. Blessings Day is this Friday, August 29th from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Hospice House. The event is free and open to the public. Construction is set to be done in December with the opening in January of next year. This week, Walla Walla will showcase the region's heritage at one of their biggest celebrations. The Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days kicks off on the 27th. It runs through the 31st. Beginning at 7 p.m. on Wednesday is Foreigner, who will perform with Wahai Chamber Singers on the ballad, I Want to Know What Love Is. Each night will feature a theme, such as Rodeo Legends Night on Saturday and Patriots Night on Sunday. Other events include a demolition derby, the PRCA rodeo, and a parade. Tickets are available online, over the phone, or at the fairgrounds.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
Well, we're finally starting to talk about more than just the heat and also the extreme dryness, but we are going to transition from the dry vegetation to something that will become a concern as we see something that will hopefully benefit the vegetation that's so dry, and that is the possibility of some rainfall coming our way over the next several days here. But it does have a caveat to it. I want to show you we are tracking just a few isolated showers in the higher elevations of the Cascades, but we also are tracking a few lightning bolts coming out of this. And that's going to be a problem that we see with any of this development over the next few days here. And that's why we do have a couple of alert days in effect for the next several days. Monday through Thursday, it's going to be kind of here and there across the region. We're going to be more focused on the Cascades tomorrow. We'll navigate that through the next series of graphics I show you there. But what is the big concern? Well, it's lightning fires. That's the risk we see with these wildfires that get started over the next few days. It's coming from lightning as these thunderstorms do develop. And even though the chances are low, 10 to 20%, it could cause a big problem with the fact that we have critically to significantly dry vegetation in place. And this map is just one of many I'll show you in just a minute. This is for tomorrow. Notice that the entire region is at critical dryness or even higher than that, especially off the northwest corner of the viewing area. West of Ellensburg down towards White Pass, we have significant dryness in place there, so it would not take much at all for anything to really get ramped up. And that's where we're seeing some of these chances of precipitation in red. That just indicates thunderstorm chances, and that's going to be all along the Cascades tomorrow, and even a chance for some areas down in the foothills of the Blues. Now less than 10% elsewhere in the lower elevations in the basins. Now for Wednesday, we are going to see that same pattern repeat itself, where we are going to see the vegetation still in a critical to significantly dry status. And with this, we are going to see our rain chances, just general rain, increasing. But notice down towards the southeast, down in Oregon, we are going to see thunderstorm chances in the Blues. That's where we could see the concern for elevated lightning-induced wildfires from that area on Wednesday. Now, Thursday, we are going to see more of the critical dryness. That's not changing in here. Again, it's where the location of any of the thunderstorm potential that does set up. And I think we'll see less of a bigger risk for this, because we'll see just general rain potential, 10 to 20%. Again, not that much, but up towards the higher elevations, back off towards Ellensburg, northwest of there along the interstate, and back off towards the Blues. Again, we're looking at 20 to 30% chance for thunderstorm potential. So that'll be monitored all the way through Thursday. I think we'll see that lessen as we go into Friday and Saturday. Temperatures come down. We'll also see some other things work in our favor, but that's definitely going to be a transition point, and we still continue to see low in rain chances towards the end of the week. So that's a good thing there. But with all this talk, we do have to still mention that through tomorrow evening, we do have an excessive heat warning in effect for most of the area. And that is just due to the fact that these temperatures are still staying well above where they should be. We should be seeing an average high of around 89. We're not going to be anywhere near to that until early next week. We could start to see it over the weekend, but we'll still have highs in the 90s, so be advised of that. Back to the top of the forecast, upper 60s to lower 70s for tonight. For tomorrow, upper 90s to lower 100s will be possible for the majority of the area, higher elevations with the exception of that. Tri-Cities, we are expecting mid-90s starting Wednesday through Saturday, upper 80s by next Monday. Notice these low-end rain chances coming in there. We're starting to see that big ridge of high pressure transitioning out of the area, and we'll hopefully see more normal conditions setting up. Ellensburg, you do have that alert day on Thursday, given the fact we are watching for those lightning-induced wildfires that could be possible out there. Hermiston will be dealing with low 90s through at least next Sunday, and Walla Walla, same case there, upper 80s. Do try to return by next Monday.
Thanks, Hayden. We'll be right back.
Here comes Tracy Lawrence, live for one night only. Friday, September 5th, Legends Casino Hotel. All the hits, all night long, with CMA and ACM award winner, Tracy Lawrence. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Friday, September 5th at Legends Casino Hotel.
The $7,500 federal tax credit for eligible electric vehicles is ending. Must take delivery by September 30th, 2025. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Summer adventure awaits in a rugged new Honda. It's time to chase the sun, wherever it takes you. With impressive Honda capability and exciting performance. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 3.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V Hybrid.
Now through September 30th, get up to a $7,500 federal tax credit on a Ford Mustang Mach-E or F-150 Lightning. They're perfect for visiting friends across town or road trips across the country. And with the Ford Power Promise, get a complimentary home charger and standard installation. Save big on these all-electric vehicles that are smooth, fast, and fun. Hurry, the $7,500 federal tax credit on Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning ends September 30th. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Make your hard-earned dollars go further during the Labor Day sale at Furniture Row. Shop today, because the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, find huge discounts on living, dining, bedroom, and save 30% on our Denver mattress lineup. Check out Doorbusters while they last, and make your cash go further with 60 months, no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Labor Day sale on now at Furniture Row.
Limu Limo at your service. Here to help you save hundreds by customizing your car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Probably should have gone the other way.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
An old ranch, a trail, and a waterfall. Apple Valley News Now, Tuesday at 6.
In the spotlight, officials say deputies with the Benton County Sheriff's Office responded to the skate park this weekend after a little boy had taken a tumble when his bikes weren't working properly. His bike brakes, I should say, weren't working properly. Deputies used the Benton County Sheriff's Foundation to make his day and went to the store. They returned with, you guessed it, a new bike. Have an idea for the spotlight? Share it with us on social media. Your reason to smile when we come back.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
At Bravo RV, we're gearing up for a huge event you will not want to miss out on.
The Forest River National Sales Event is on now. For a limited time, you can save big across our entire lineup of Forest River products. There's still time to get out, go camping, and make unforgettable memories. With Forest River, you'll find the perfect RV built for your journey and perfected for your stay. Don't wait. These amazing deals won't last long. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Every heartbeat is a second chance. At Prosser Memorial Health, our cardiac rehabilitation program empowers your recovery with expert care and state-of-the-art TechnoGym smart equipment for safe, personalized fitness after a heart event. Whether you've had a heart attack, bypass surgery, valve repair, or heart failure, ask your provider for a referral. With tailored sessions over 12 weeks, supervised by medical professionals, we support your whole health, body, mind, and heart. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
You used to love these shoes, but they aren't you anymore. So why not donate them to your local Goodwill? Proceeds from Goodwill sales fund programs that provide specialized training and support for people with disabilities, helping them develop essential workplace skills, promoting inclusivity and empowerment. Job seekers who will one day walk in someone else's shoes, perhaps yours, and proudly share stories about their awesome Goodwill find. When you donate to Goodwill, you'll know the future's in great hands. And shoes. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
A flight over a former ranch, now a park in the Scablands of eastern Washington.
Cliffs of basalt tower up.
And the payoff's a beautiful waterfall.
There are 3 of them. The creek splits, forming an island.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Apple Valley News Now is giving away family 4-packs of tickets to the final Saturday night Dust Devils game of the season. As our Devils take on Hillsborough, followed by fireworks. Enter on our mobile app or click on contests at applevalleynewsnow.com.
For your Tuesday, it's another hot one coming our way, but thankfully this is the end of the most significant heat over the last several days, with those temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 90s by the afternoon. We are going to be keeping a close eye on the rain chances and the possibility of some wildfires that may get sparked by lightning from these thunderstorms that will be coming through the area. Main focus will be towards the Cascades for your Tuesday. Outside of that, temperatures will start to cool down as we head towards the beginning of next week, near normal for this time of the year, which will be in the upper 80s.
All right, looks good. And this also looks good. Your reason to smile. Thank you so much to Rick for sending in this gorgeous sunset. And as always, thank you to our sponsor, Lifetime Dental. And of course, we have to thank you for joining us here on this Monday. We'll see you right back here for the news at 6.